Welcome everyone. So today we shall continue again with the lesson heredity and variation. We have completed different parts, different videos from this lesson. So just go through in the description box and check all the links from this lesson. Okay, so this is part 4 video of this lesson, class 9. And in this video we shall study about Mendel's principles of heredity and Mendel's experiment of the monohybrid cross. Now let's start the video. Okay, so Mendel's principles of heredity. Okay student, genetic material is transferred in equal quantity from parents to progeny. That means genetic material or genes or characteristic are transferred in equal quantity from both the parents to their children. Okay, so principles of heredity are based upon this fact. So if both the parents make equal contribution to inheritance of characteristic, which characteristic will appear in the progeny? That means if equal amount of, if equal quantity, if genetic material is transferred in equal quantity, then which characteristic will appear in the progeny or which characteristic will appear in their children? Okay, so Mendel carried out research in this direction and put forth the principle of heredity responsible for such inheritance. Now Gregor John Mendel was an Austrian scientist and he studied the inheritance of some characteristic of the pea plant. Alright, so the experiment performed by Mendel almost a century ago are quite astonishing, and all the Mendel's experiments were based upon the visible characteristic of the pea plant or Pisum sativum. Now Pisum sativum is the scientific name of the pea plant. Okay, so now let's study all the characteristics which have performed by the Mendel's, which have been proved by the Mendel's experiment. Okay, so here there are different characteristic of pea plants or pea plant traits. That means pea plant characteristic have been given. Let's study one by one. Okay, so here the dominant characteristics are given. So these are the 7 mutually contrasting visible characteristics. Okay, so these are the visible characteristics of a pea plants are given. Now here the arrow which is indicated by the red one, it shows the dominant trait. That means these characteristics are visible characteristic. Okay, and second we have the arrow showing pink one, it is the recessive characteristic of the pea plant. That means these characteristics will not be visible to some extent. Okay, now here the first characteristic is the seed shape. Now if you will observe in seed shape of the seed, we have dominant characteristic and recessive. So in dominant we have round shape, seed shape, and in recessive we have wrinkle seed shape, and round shape is denoted by capital R and wrinkle shape is denoted with small r. Okay, so dominant characteristic are represented with the capital letters and recessive characteristic are represented with the small letters. Okay, now second characteristic of a pea plant is color of the seed. Now in dominant traits we have yellow color seed, and in recessive traits we have green color seed. Okay, now green color is here recessive seed is shown is denoted by the small y, and dominant is denoted by capital Y. Now here pod shape. Okay, now in dominant we have inflated pod shape, and but in recessive we have constricted. Okay, you can observe, you can differentiate between both the shape of the pod. Okay, now fourth characteristic we have color of the pod or pod color. So in dominant traits we have green color, proper green color, inflated, and in recessive traits we have yellow color. Okay, and in dominant traits we have the flower color, purple color flower. That means they have proper color to the flower, and in recessive it is white color. Color of the flower is white. Now next characteristic or trait is flower location. So in dominant traits, the location of the flower is at axial position. That means where the bunches of they will present in between the bunches of the plant. Okay, the flower will present in the bunches. And in recessive we have the terminal. So terminal flower is present, its terminal means the flower will present at the end point or at the top of the plant. And in plant size, in dominant traits it is tall, but in recessive it is short or dwarf. And dwarf is represented with the small t and tall is represented with capital T. So these all are the 7 mutually contrasting visible characteristics which have been identified by the Mendel's principles. All right. Okay, now next topic is monohybrid cross. Now let's see what is this. Okay, so monohybrid cross. So in this experiment, Mendel brought about the cross between two pea plants with only one pair of contrasting characteristic. That means here only one pair of characteristic have been taken in account. Okay, so in previous slide we have seen there are 7 characteristics. Okay, so these characteristics are in pair. So Mendel have taken only one pair of contrasting or visible characteristic. Okay, now this type of a cross is called as a monohybrid cross. So monohybrid cross is a cross in which only one pair of contrasting characteristics have been taken. Okay, so as to study the monohybrid ratio, let us consider the characteristic plant height with a pair of a contrasting characteristic tall plant and dwarf plant. So here which contrasting characteristic have been taken? Tall plant and dwarf plant. That means height of the plant here is taken. Okay, so here you can take here, see here, that is tall and dwarf. Okay, now here we have the parental generation, that is P1. Now tall pea plants, here I have shown one diagram in which some parental F1 generation and F2 generation is there. So tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant were used in this cross, and hence this is a parent generation P1. Mendel referred to the tall plant as dominant plant and dwarf plant as a recessive characteristic. Okay, so the tall plant was referred to as dominant. Why? Because all the plants in the next generation were tall. Because if you will observe here, F1 generation, here all the plants are tall. Okay, and the dwarf plant was referred to as recessive. Why? Because this characteristic did not appear in next generation at all. If you will observe here in the diagram that in P1 generation, tall and dwarf, two types of plants are there, tall plant and dwarf plant. Okay, so but in F1 generation only one characteristic have been appeared, that is both the plants are tall. Okay, so that's why tall plant it's called as a dominant, and here recessive means the characteristic dwarfness is not appearing, so that's why it is dwarf plant, it's called as a recessive. Okay, so this experiment has been presented by the Punnett square method. So this all the changes and all the P1 generation, parental generation, F1 generation, F2 generation, these all are shown in the square method, that is called as a Punnett square method. Now let us see what is this method. So this is the F1 generation, and the student in this experiment Mendel observed that all the plants of first filial generation, that is F1, were tall. Okay, you can observe here all the plants are tall. But he realized that the tall plants of F1 generation were different from the tall plants of P1 generation. That means in P1 we have tall and dwarf, but in F1 generation we have only tall plants. Alright. So in P1 generation, because parents of F1 tall plants are tall as well as dwarf plants, and depending upon observation of F1 generation, Mendel concluded that factors of tall plants are dominant over the factors of dwarf plant. That means only tall plants are appearing. Here in F2 generation there are 3 tall characteristics and 1 plant is dwarf. Okay, so this is Punnett square method given in page number 185 in your textbook. So student, I hope you all have understood this parental generation tall and dwarf has been taken, and then after having gametes in F1 generation, only tall characteristic of the plant will be visible. Okay, and in P2 parental generation P2, here only tall plants will be appear, but in parent first filial generation, that is F2, here three types of characteristic are there, that is tall, tall, and one will be dwarf. Okay, and this is a Punnett square method. Okay, so dominant genes here, depending upon this observation, Mendel proposed that the factor responsible for inheritance of characteristic are present in the pair. That means pair means tall and dwarf. So these two characteristics are there in pair. And today we refer to these factors as genes. That means these factors or these characteristics are nothing but the genes or hereditary characteristic. Okay, so the dominant genes are denoted by the capital letters, like you can observe here. The dominant genes, tall plant genes, have been denoted with the capital T, and the recessive genes are denoted by the small letter, that means dwarf genes, or we can dwarf genes are represented by the small letter, that is small t. Alright, so as genes are present in pair, tall plants are denoted by double T, double capital T, and dwarf plants are denoted by small t, small t. Alright, why? Because these are the genes are present in a pair. So during gametogenesis, now gametogenesis is the process in which gametes are formed in the organism. Like you can observe here in first filial generation, that is in F2 generation, male gamete and female gametes are there. So this is the formation of these male gamete and female gametes in the organism. It's called as the process of gametogenesis. Okay, so during the gametogenesis, these genes separate from each other. Due to this, two types of gametes, one containing factor capital T, and that factor capital T, that means from the dominant, and other containing factor small t are formed. Now small t means the having a recessive genes, okay, or recessive characteristic. So student, that's it for today. So I hope you all have understood the monohybrid cross of Mendel's experiment very clearly, and next part or next dihybrid cross we will continue in our next session. Thank you all of you.